Morning, everybody. Grace and peace to you from our Lord Jesus Christ and all the saints here in Central California. Oh, sorry I missed yesterday's deadline, but things got a little crazy last week. Not at work, but just personal issues. Nothing bad. Just holidays are coming, and things are a little hectic. So, oh yeah, but we need those holidays, don't we? Anyway, so I'm here today. I'm gonna put this up just as soon as I'm done recording it. So this will be a shot from the hip kind of thing, as they usually are. What I thought I'd talk about this week is, if you'll recall, we were having issues with certain wireless LANs just dropping traffic. So it was usually our SJGH guest and employee wireless, which are basically the same VLAN. Those were dropping, and we were having a hard time figuring out what the heck was going on there. So next time it dropped, we called Extreme and sent them some tech reports from the controllers, and they spent about a week going through them, and I don't think they could find anything because, as usual, they came back and said, well, we suggest you upgrade the firmware. So that's what we're doing. We're jumping through the hoops. And this is kind of a learning exercise for Tarek too, just to learn what you're going to have to do to troubleshoot some of these issues. So when you're dealing with Extreme, that's the first thing they're going to tell you is upgrade your firmware. So usually I push back, but I'm letting him go through the process. So we're going to go through this. So we have a change control process here, and that took a while. It shouldn't, it just did. So finally it got approved. And so last Tuesday, we did the firmware upgrade. And that's supposed to take care of all of our issues. So I thought I would talk about the process of upgrading our wireless controllers. So let me share a document with you. Which one is it? Probably this one. Just share that. There, you should see that document. Let's close this so I can make this even bigger. There we go, big enough. I'll take it from the top. So this is a document I wrote up basically for my replacement in case they'd never upgraded these before, but also for Tarek. I wanted him to have something to, in case he had to do this in the future for some reason. Wrote this document up for him. So upgrading the controller firmware is really painless. It's quick and it's pretty easy. So we have two controllers and we have to upgrade them both. So we just upgrade them one at a time. And for strange reasons, so our two controllers that we have, one is here on site, the other is across town at a remote data center. We call it our DR data center, Disaster Recovery Data Center. So that one lives there, and the main one lives over here. But for some reason, the APs love to roam over to the other, excuse me, got some in my eye there. They love to roam over to the distant controller. Not sure why. So I just ignore it most of the time and let them roam wherever they want to roam. So since they seem to like that one so much better, I always start with this one here because that seems to be what they run to. So anyway, we start with the local controller here, which is the primary, by the way. They love the secondary, but anyway, go to the primary. So we connect anyway, moving right along. We connect to the appliance, the web page. I went through and edited out all the the IP addresses. So I took copies of the graphics, so I'll put them all back after I'm done showing this to you guys. So I love it how the guy that set this controller up with me is he's from Italy, and he kept calling it a hamburger menu, the hamburger menu. So I liked that. I call it the hamburger menu. So go to the hamburger menu. This whole drop down thing comes down. You go to administration and you select system. And that'll take you to another page. You'll end up on the interfaces page, but then you'll see a bunch of these tabs here at the top. And we want to do a software upgrade. And then it's literally just as easy as clicking the plus and a dialog box will open up. It's just looks like a regular Windows file open dialog box. I didn't bother putting in a screenshot, did I? Yeah, I did. Or did I? Yeah, so I did. Here, I'll just move ahead. You click it, you click on it, it asks you the type of upgrade you're going to do, wants to know where the file is, and you either click here and the Windows dialog box will open and you select it and it'll upload it, or you just grab it off your desktop or your folder, wherever you have it, and just drop it on there. Same thing, gets it in there. There's only a certain number of images you can have. I've got it running over here in another window here. I'll check real quick. What is the maximum number of images we can have? System, software upgrade. I think it's 3. You can keep 3 images. After that, if you want to upload another one, you got to delete one of those images. So I'm going to say 3. Let's get back over to the document that I'm sharing. There we are. So I even said that if the dialog won't even pop up if you have more than 3, you'll get a little error message, and you just have to go back and select one of those images and click this little trash can icon right here, and that'll delete it. But yeah, once there you go. There's the error message you'll get. Wow, I was just so good with this documentation. So then you just transfer the file in, and once it's there, you click. Where is it? Is it on here? There it is. There's the button right there at the bottom. It's hard to see. Let me make this dialog a little bigger. This little upgrade now button. Click that and it just starts going. It'll also make a backup of your config data. So that's always good. And yeah, so that's really all there is to it. And then you just wait. Since this is a virtual machine running in our Nutanix environment, it tends to, once it's done the upgrade, it tends to reboot really fast and come back up. We used to have hardware controllers that it seemed like it took 20 minutes for them to, blast the firmware into the NVRAM and then reboot. With Nutanix VMware, it just, real fast. And then basically we just let it sit there for a while. Make sure the APs can talk to it. We check all the wireless LANs. Can we connect to them all? Is everything working out okay? And we'll let it run like that for a few hours, and just leave it be and kind of monitor the situation. And then, after about 3 or 4 hours, haven't gotten any calls, we'll go ahead and upgrade the other controller. And downgrading is just as easy. You just still click upgrade and select the prior firmware image and do the upgrade, and it'll upgrade to the previous version that you had there. So that's kind of slick. Upgrading the APs. Now, I personally just like to wait a day before I start upgrading APs just to make sure everything is okay. So to upgrade the APs, you again go to the hamburger menu and then there's a configure menu, and under that configure, you select access points, because this apparently they have some cloud-based switches and tunnel concentrators you can configure with this too. I've never seen those, never worked with them, don't know what they are. So anyway, once you get there, you'll get another list of access points with some check boxes, and basically just pick the ones you want to upgrade. Click the check boxes, click image upgrade, and it'll ask you, all right, you sure you want to do this? Do I have that? Oh, I don't have the little confirmation box. It'll pop up a confirmation box saying you are about to upgrade these. If you select some that are different hardware models, it'll error out and it'll tell you that. So we have a mixture of 3935s and 5020 APs. All you see right here are 3935s. So you can select as many of those as we want and upgrade them, and they'll reboot and blast the new image in. Because basically every time the AP reboots, it always asks the controller, hey, is there a new firmware image I should use? And if the firmware has marked, yeah, there's a new upgrade available, then the AP will grab that upgrade, and it checks every time it reboots, like I said. Grab that update, apply it, and then it'll reboot again under the new firmware. So, yeah. So yeah, so you just have to make sure you're not mixing up hardware models when you do the upgrade, because when you tell it to upgrade, and I don't know why. I mean, it's just a reboot, so the controller should know, but it should know which AP is checking in. But anyway, it won't let you do that. Suffice it to say. So you have to select all the same hardware models. So belabored that point long enough. There's several different places you can go to upgrade. You can take a look at anywhere you can see a list of APs, pretty much, except under the monitor tab, which this guy. You can upgrade APs from there, like in the sites or devices, or in devices. Sites, if you go into sites, it'll show you the different, like I have 3 sites. I have the surgery clinic, the neurology clinic, and the main hospital are my 3 sites. You can go to the sites and it'll show you this same list of APs, so you can just do it by site if you want to as well. That's what this little bullet point means. And if you want to double check to make sure they upgraded okay, there's a status report you can check out. So you got hamburger menu, tools, AP upgrade reports, and by date it'll list, and you can sort by date too, the oldest and the newest. It'll tell you, hey, these got completed. So, and the time it got completed. So anyway, that's how we upgrade our controllers and our APs. It's actually a far simpler process than it used to be. Yeah, so to that end, we're still upgrading APs. I don't know how far we are. Let's say we're probably at least halfway. I don't like to just blast it all in at once. For like the administrative areas, yeah, we can do that. We can just blast them all in and not worry about it too much. But for the main hospital, I don't want to take an entire wing down. So when we're upgrading APs, since I can see them on a map, we have floor plans with all the APs placed on it, and I can kind of see where they are. So then I'll go into the wireless controller and say, okay, in a room, we've got 6 APs, right? In a wing of the hospital. 2 in the far corner, 2 in the middle, 2 in the near corners. So I'll do a near corner on the left side of the room and then far corner on the right side of the room. I'll upgrade those. And then I'll switch it, swap it Do near on the right side and far on the left side of the room. And then once those two are done, I'll just do the two middles. And that way we minimize impact. Plus, you can tell it minimize user impact when it upgrades. You know, I should get a screenshot of that thing real quick. Hang on. Let's do that. Let's go nuts here. I'm going to update my documentation on the fly here while you guys are watching. You won't be able to see me do it, but trust me, I'm doing it. So I'm going to configure. I'm going into devices at the moment. I'm going to look for something that's got an old version on it. Here's one in the dialysis. No, I don't want to do dialysis. Trying to find a good candidate. Let's see. Let's just do this one. So I'm going to go down here to actions. I'm going to do image upgrade. And I am going to get a screenshot of this little guy because it's not in there. No, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do this. Do Windows Shift S, Windows key Shift S to take a screenshot. And I always just do Windows and not the whole screen, so I don't have to edit it again later. Okay. Once you do all this, you will get I'll put it above there. This is the dialog box you'll get, basically. This is the version you're going to upgrade to. This minimize service impact button, there's some sort of algorithm they go through. I'm sorry, I don't have it memorized, but basically the too long didn't read version is that before this AP reboots, it'll check to see how many clients are on there. It'll wait a little bit just to see if they're going to roam away. If it doesn't, it starts offloading them to the next nearest APs. And once there are 0 clients on it, then it will reboot. It won't just reboot and kick everybody off with this checked. If you uncheck this, then it'll reboot and just kick everybody off and just saying, I'm going now, bye. So don't really want to do that. We don't have to. So I will add some verbiage about this in here in a little bit, but yeah, there you go. That's pretty much how we do it. Try to do it as quietly as possible so the users don't notice, because they tend to scream about wireless. They've gotten so used to wireless. You know, in the early days when I first got here, this wireless was going down all the time, and they were kind of used to it. And now that we've upgraded controllers and put out new APs, this is the second time we've put out new APs. It's a lot more stable than it used to be, so they're not used to it going down. So when it does, oh my goodness. Anyway, people need their wireless. They don't remember back in the day when you couldn't surf the net on the toilet. You had to go back to your office to surf the net. Anyway, that's all I have for this week, guys. Again, I apologize for missing my Sunday deadline, but it is what it is, as Mr. Tariq likes to say. So coming up this week is our here in America Thanksgiving holiday. So if you celebrate that, happy Thanksgiving to you. Don't ever forget to be thankful for all God has given you. And yeah, we'll see you all next week. God bless. I forgot to say, if you like what you saw, click subscribe, click the notification bell, give me a thumbs up, give me a thumbs down. And if you have any questions about this process, give me a comment, and we'll try to answer them as best we can. That's it. And 73 to all the hams out there. We'll see you all next week. God bless. And where is this? There it is. Bye. No, end it. Bye.